Well, hello there, friends. Dr. Morgan Nolte here, and I am so excited to spend this time with you today. Wherever you are in the world, whether it's morning, noon, evening, or night, we are live, and I am so excited to be here with you because I know you are meant to create a body and life you love. I know this in my bones. Now, I may be biased, but I believe that everybody was made to become the best version of ourselves. And that includes prioritizing our health and optimizing our health. Because of that, I'm going to show you today what it would look like in your world to live a lifestyle that boosts your metabolism, no matter your age or stage in life. That way, you can lose the weight, feel good doing it, and keep it off. I want you to be able to do whatever you want, whenever you want, with your healthy body. I want to let you know that when I teach something new, I like you to focus. I like you to be able to learn everything that I'm sending your way. So sometimes you're only going to see the screen like this. You're going to hear my voice and see the slides, but I won't be on camera because I want you to focus, or a graphic will make this more helpful than my face. But sometimes I'm going to pop in here live like this. I might go full screen, especially during the live Q&A portion. So I wanted to say hello. Thank you for joining us today. I'm going to pop off my talking head so that we can focus on the presentation now. Woo. All right. So I want to encourage you to engage throughout this presentation. No one wants to be part of a boring presentation. So if you're live, I want you to comment in the chat. If you're watching the replay, comment in the chat and actually think about and answer the questions that I'm going to ask you in this presentation. So right now, I want you to jump into the comments and tell me, what are your big, bold health goals for 2021? And what value would reaching these goals bring to your life? Again, what are your big, bold health goals for 2021? And what value would reaching these goals bring to your life? I want to know. I'm going to read the comments. I'm going to be engaging. Say, my big, bold health goal for 2021 is, and fill in the blank. And I want you to think about how you're going to act or feel differently when you reach those goals. Why this is so very valuable is if you just start to get the courage to put it out there. If you start to tell people, I'm going to lose the weight, or I'm going to finally get healthy, you start not only believing that you can lose the weight, but expecting that it's going to happen for you. I truly believe that your success is inevitable. And by just saying what you want out loud and writing it down, it's more likely to happen. You're going to start finding ways to make it happen. So if you haven't already jumped in the comments yet, do it now. What are your big, bold health goals for 2021? I'm going to be flooding you with strategies and creative solutions to lose that stubborn weight and get healthy. Are you ready for this? Let's get started. This is the 5 proven keys to unlock your metabolism and end yo-yo dieting. I'm going to show you how you can make the ultimate shift from struggling to know what to eat, when to eat, and how to exercise to lose weight and keep it off, to creating a healthy, low insulin lifestyle that provides you with the lasting weight loss and health benefits that you deserve. Now, stay with me until the very end, because if you decide to go on this weight loss journey with me, I have an extra special bonus that I want to get into your hands. So stay with me until the end, and I'll show you how you can get your hands on my favorite batching recipes that are simple, healthy, and delicious to save you hours each week in planning, cooking, and dishes, because Lord knows we don't need any more dishes in our life. Stay with me until the end, and I'll tell you how you can get your hands on that special bonus to help reduce your overwhelm, because that is a very common. Overwhelm is so common when you're starting a new weight loss program, and I want to help reduce it. But before we get started, here's one thing that I want you to do. I want you to turn off all your distractions. I know this is easier said than done, right? We live in a really fast-paced world. But let's just slow down, right? You and me, the next hour, I want you to silence your cell phone and turn it over so you can't see a notification pop up. I want you to take down all those windows off your computer right now, except for this one, so you only see this training. If you stay focused, I will make this worth every minute of your time. But if you multitask through this whole thing, then you're going to walk away having learned nothing. Stay with me, my friends. You're already here. So be all here, be fully present, and focus on this training. And I promise that you will get more out of it. Now, in the first 5 minutes, I always like to give some really good value. So I'm going to give you my 4-step find your why formula. And this is the secret to being consistent and motivated to stay on track. This is where I start with each and every one of my clients, because your why is your anchor to any healthy habit that you want to start. Without it, you're relying on your willpower and motivation. And let's face it, we all know that doesn't get us very far. Commitment creates consistency. And you are so much more committed to your why than any external number on a scale. So that's why it's a great first step to take to capitalize on your energy and momentum, so that when that fades, you have your why to keep you going. I want you to do this within the next 24 hours of this training. So make a mental note of when you're going to take 15 minutes and do this exercise. There's a reason why the sign behind me in my videos always says, keep your eye on your why, because it works. So let's get going with it. The first thing I want you to do is grab a blank piece of paper and your favorite pen. I'm a sucker for a really good pen. Then you're going to set a timer on your phone for 15 minutes. And I want you to find a comfortable chair. Maybe grab a cup of coffee. You know, I love me some coffee and some hot tea, and set the mode to just relax and tap into that still, small, quiet voice. That subconscious part of our brain that doesn't get very much attention. And for the next 15 minutes, here's what you're going to do. Remember that we mine for gold, and the same comes with your thoughts. You're going to be tempted to speed through this and do it quickly, like we do everything else in our life. But take your time and really do your best. I promise the payoff is worth it. So step number 1 is write your big, bold health goal at the top of the paper. Step number 2 is to draw 3 circles like this. Step number 3 is to label your circles. One is going to be labeled do, another feel, and the third is ripple. Don't worry about what these mean. I'm going to get to that in a minute. Okay. Step number 4 is to fill in the circles using these prompts. And if I'm going a little fast, remember you're going to get a replay. You can watch this again, really go through it in your own time. The first question is, I want you to ask yourself, what will reaching this goal allow me to do or do better? So often we seek external answers. We Google it. We ask other people what they think. But I really believe in the power of intuition. And I know deep down that you know what you need to do. But in our busy world, we don't take the time to listen to our intuition. I always believe the first person we should ask a question of is ourselves. So ask yourself, what will reaching this goal allow me to do or do better? And write your thoughts in the do circle. It may be helpful to use a 5-minute timer for each question to force yourself to really sit in the silence of your own thoughts. The next question to ask yourself is, how will reaching this goal make me feel? What emotional gain is there to reaching this goal? And write that answer in the feel circle. Now, the last question to ask yourself is, what is the ripple effect that reaching this goal will have on my life, my family, my career, my future? Write that answer in the ripple circle. The core of these circles is your why. All of this is your why. And you know what? I typically say that you should be able to tell me your why in 10 seconds or less, and it needs to include someone other than yourself. Otherwise, it's not clear enough and it's not strong enough. The truth is that every decision we make impacts the lives of others. And I often work with busy caretakers who are forgetting to take care of themselves. The flight attendant was right. We need to put on our own oxygen masks before we can best help others. So once you do this, once the 15-minute timer is up, you have to celebrate, my friend, because if you do this, you have officially found your why and will fast track your weight loss success. So use that 4-step Find Your Why formula in the next 24 hours. I can't wait for you to see what insights, flow, and motivation comes your way. In this presentation, I'm going to show you how you can make the ultimate shift from struggling to know what to eat, when to eat, and how to exercise to lose weight and keep it off, to creating a healthy lifestyle that provides you with the lasting weight loss and health benefits that you truly deserve. If you've gained and lost the same 20 or 30 pounds several times, there's no doubt your metabolism has taken a hit from the yo-yo diets. But this presentation will help you learn how to boost it and start losing weight again. Now, I'm not entirely sure why you're here, but I can make some educated guesses. Reason number one is you're excited to learn about how to break through a weight loss plateau without crazy restriction or doing things that aren't sustainable in the long run. You want to lose weight and keep it off in a way that feels doable and doesn't crash your metabolism. Is that you? Reason number two is you're motivated to make a change, but you need clear, detailed guidance. You are tired of general weight loss advice like just stay under 2,000 calories a day, or, oh, you're doing great. Just keep what you're doing, right? You are ready to up your game and you're motivated to make this happen. Number three is you're intrigued. You're intrigued to learn the science behind weight loss so that you finally understand why you're doing what you're doing and get rid of all those diet rules mushing around in your brain. All right, I want you to type a 1, 2, or 3 in the comments so I know why you're here. It's okay if you have more than one reason. You can type all 3 if you want. So right now, write it in the comments why you're here with me today. Reason number 1, you're excited to break through your plateau to lose weight and keep it off without crazy diets. Reason number 2, you're motivated to get clear guidance to optimize your plan instead of general weight loss advice. Number 3, you want to learn how weight loss actually works, right? So that we can forget about all those made up diet rules. Watching live, watching the replay, I want to know why you're here. And you know what? Wherever you are today in your health journey, 1, 2, or 3, know that I fully support you. I get you. I know where you're at, and I know how it feels like to want something so different, to need a change, and to have that determination to do whatever it takes to get it done. I am so proud of you for being here today. I want you to be proud of yourself, and I'm excited to get to these 5 keys. But before we get there, I have to brag up on my kids. I'm going to take just a couple short minutes and introduce myself. I'm Dr. Morgan, and I live in Nebraska. For our foreign viewers, that's right smack in the middle of America. We have members in the program from Dubai to Canada to America. So I always like to show support for our international viewers. I think that is so cool. I'm married to Justin, who farms corn and soybeans, and we have 2 amazing kids. Dawson is almost 3. You're going to hear a little bit more about him later. I think you can tell from that picture he's a little ornery sometimes. And Leah is going to be 1 this month in May, and she is so sweet. So I started Weight Loss for Health after struggling to lose weight when I had my son. Naturally, right after having a child, my exercise capacity was limited, and the foods I thought should help me lose weight weren't. I was determined to get the weight off because I wanted to be a healthy, active role model for my children. As a geriatric physical therapist, I'd seen firsthand the negative downstream effects of excess weight. Now, by training, I'm a board certified clinical specialist in geriatric physical therapy. My job was to help people rehab from illnesses and injury, and I noticed a common theme. Over 95% of my patients were overweight and had multiple comorbidities or illnesses, usually occurring together: diabetes, heart disease, and some form of cognitive impairment or dementia. As I researched weight loss for myself, I realized that there was a common underlying factor at the heart of not only weight, but the chronic disease that I was treating in physical therapy, and that's insulin resistance. Once I started to learn how to live a low insulin lifestyle, the weight came off with ease. But for me, the sad and really shocking part was the level of misinformation that I had about weight loss. even after 7 years of health education under my belt. And I thought, if I had so much misinformation about weight loss and hadn't learned about this stuff in my 7+ years of education, how on earth is anyone supposed to know this stuff? I've made it my life's mission to help other women reduce their insulin resistance and risk factors before they turn into disease. I never want you to need a geriatric physical therapist or wait for someone to answer your call light to go to the bathroom or need a lift chair that goes zzz for you to stand up. It's so much easier to prevent disease in the first place than kick the can down the road. So again, I'm so proud of you for being here today. This picture was taken during COVID, having not been to the gym in a year and having a 9-month-old. So Leah was 9 months at this picture. What I teach is not rocket science. It doesn't take a ton of time, but it isn't common practice either. It works no matter your age or stage in life. Now that I'm living a low insulin lifestyle, I eat more and exercise less than ever before in my life with a better body composition than in high school. I feel confident my clothes will fit and have the strength and energy required to keep up with my kids. I don't struggle with emotional eating and have far fewer carb and sugar cravings than I used to. No woman should feel resigned to live in a body she doesn't like. You deserve to have control over your health, your life, and your future. Can you imagine how you would feel if you knew your weight loss success was inevitable? What would it be like to never have to go on a diet again? If you never felt like you had to start again on Monday? If you just lived a healthy, balanced lifestyle? Imagine the mental headspace you'd get back if weight wasn't constantly on your mind, right? This is possible for you. Living a low insulin lifestyle is the simplest, most powerful way to lose weight, keep it off, increase your energy, reduce food cravings, and improve your health. When how will this affect my insulin instead of how many points or calories does this have becomes your new litmus test for whether or not something will help you lose weight, weight loss becomes easier. Decisions become clearer, and you get better, lasting results. That is what I want for you. Now, if you're anything like me, you like to know where we're going. So here's a quick roadmap of this training so you know it's coming your way. First, we're going to start with key number 1 to boost your metabolism, and that's learning how to structure your meals in a way that keeps insulin low and fuels your body so that you're full and satisfied from one meal to the next. Where is that next slide? There it is. All right, key number 2, my secret hack to automate healthy eating. Now, this one took me a while to master, and it's what I like to call my domino habit. It's the one thing that if I get done each and every week, the rest of my healthy habits fall into place much easier. We move on to key number 3 to unlock your metabolism, and it's the most powerful tool in your weight loss toolbox. The amazing part is that you're already doing this and don't even know it. I'll also share 2 bonus tips that are super important for speeding up your metabolism that are simple, effective, and so commonly overlooked. The next key relates to exercise. You're going to learn the key to stop thinking about exercise and start actually being consistent. Plus, I'll cover the most common myth about exercising for weight loss. Key number 4 not only will boost your metabolism for better weight loss, but it's going to give you better health results too. The last key is what I like to call the other side of the weight loss coin. The first 4 keys all relate to what you do, and key number 5 is related to how you think. I can give you all the weight loss strategy in the world, but if you still have limiting thoughts and beliefs about what it takes to lose weight and keep it off, you won't see the results you want. Lastly, I'm going to give you a behind the scenes look into weight loss for health and exactly what you'd get if you choose to work with me and join this amazing weight loss and maintenance program. And be sure to stay until the end because remember, I promised to tell you how to get your hands on my favorite batch recipes that I call the perfect prep blueprint. You're going to know exactly how I batch my lunch every week so that I can stay on track. And I'm going to give you my 5 favorite easy, fast recipes that you can start using right away. All right, let's get into this training. Key number 1 is how to structure your meals to reduce carb and sugar cravings. Right? Who wants to do that? Everybody. And before we get started here, I want to point out a common limiting belief about weight loss that I hear a lot. And that's that you have to be hungry and feel restricted and overall miserable to lose weight. So often when I'm reviewing client food logs, they're eating about half of what I'm recommending. And when we dig into their mindset, it's because in the past, they had to completely starve themselves, or at least feel like they were, to lose any weight at all. Feeling full was associated with overeating and shame. Inevitably, they were underfueling their bodies and experiencing carb and sugar cravings because their body was begging for energy. When you lose weight with a low insulin lifestyle, you'll stop focusing on calories or points and start learning about macronutrients. You'll eat more food than you're probably comfortable with. And again, that's just a mindset block that I teach you how to overcome in my program. So, what do I mean when I say macronutrients? Well, macronutrients are nutrients that we need in larger quantities. There are 3 main categories: carbohydrates, proteins, and fats. Under each macronutrient umbrella, there are different types. So, not all carbs, proteins, or fats are created equally. For example, under the carb umbrella, there are starches, sugars, and fiber. Starches and sugars, especially when refined, like added sugar or white flour, spike blood glucose. And insulin's job is to move blood sugar from your bloodstream into your cells for storage. So a high blood sugar will lead to a high insulin and more fat storage. I go into far more depth in module 2, fuel, of my program, Weight Loss for Health, but I just wanted to give you a basic overview here. So starches and sugars will cause the greatest insulin response, whereas fiber slows digestion. So it has a negative response. So you do not, 100%, you do not need to give up carbs to lose weight. I have so many different carb hacks or tricks inside my program for how to reduce the glucose response of the carbs that you eat. That way you don't gain 2 pounds just for having some ice cream. I think we've all been there. Now, if macros are new to you, you may think that tracking them is going to be hard, but it's not at all. Technology makes this very simple. Inside my program, I have how-to videos that I'll show you later to set up and start using the Carb Manager app. That way you can see the macronutrient breakdown of your food, which is very helpful. And you can estimate how the foods that you're eating is going to impact your insulin and choose accordingly. So many of my members have really gone through most of their adult life eating all the fruit they want because it was free. But once they started using Carb Manager, they realized that most fruit is just sugar. And there are some, like berries, that have a higher fiber ratio. So they start to slowly change their diet to eat less of the high sugar fruits like grapes, apples, and bananas, and more of the low sugar fruits like berries. For example, if you have 100 calories of fruit, those 100 calories will affect your blood glucose differently depending on how much fiber is in the fruit. I looked up on Carb Manager 100 calories of banana and blackberries to compare them for you here. Both of them have similar total carbs, but if that's all you're looking at, you're not making the optimized decision. You're going to want to look at something called net carbs. Net carbs are the total carbs minus the fiber, because remember, fiber has a negative impact on blood glucose and insulin. When we do that, we can see that one medium banana has 27 grams of total carbs minus 3 grams of fiber, so 24 grams of net carbs. That means that 24 carbs in the banana come from a starch or sugar. Conversely, when we look at 1 3/4 cups of blackberries, they have 24 net carbs, but a whopping 13 grams of fiber. For reference, women should aim for at least 25 grams of fiber in a day. So 24 minus 13 is only 11 net carbs. 11 grams are coming from starch or sugar. So comparing the two, The blackberries will have a lower impact on blood glucose and insulin. The 100 calories you eat of blackberries will help you lose weight more than the 100 calories from the banana because of how they impact insulin. And remember, that's your fat creation and storage hormone. How food affects your insulin is important to learn because it indicates that you're keeping blood sugar stable. You're preventing spikes because when your blood sugar spikes from high sugar and starch foods, it's going to fall again. And that drop will lead to an energy crash and you want to sleep and low blood sugar. And this triggers you to want to eat more carbs, right? To get that quick energy burst. And the cycle continues. So eating foods that keep blood glucose and insulin stable, but that's going to help. But we have to recognize that there are also certain foods that help trigger your satiety or fullness hormones better than others. Your satiety hormones are the ones that keep you full. And again, I cover this in depth in module 2, but this chart is as simple as it gets. Protein, fat, and fiber help trigger your satiety hormones. Starches and sugars do not. That's why we always have room for dessert, even after a big meal, because they don't really make us much fuller than what we already are. All they do is spike our glucose and insulin. We're really going to hammer home why a calorie is not a calorie when it comes to losing weight. Now, I want you to think about being hungry right now, okay? It's 11:25 where I am, and it's almost lunchtime, and I'm sure that maybe your tummy is starting to growl. So imagine being hungry. I'm sure it's not that hard. Think about if you were hungry and you ate one medium chicken breast. Now, imagine you're hungry and have 3 small chocolate chip cookies. They're both about 230 calories, but which imagined situation made you feel more full? Eating the chicken, right? I mean, I could eat 10 chocolate chip cookies and not be full, and I'm going to show you why. Here's the macronutrient breakdown. One medium chicken breast has 0 grams of fiber, but 42 grams of protein and 6 grams of fat. When we add that up, 48 grams are coming from nutrients that trigger satiety, really all of the food. That's why chicken is called a nutrient-dense food. Now let's compare that to the chocolate chip cookies. They have 1 gram of fiber, 2 grams of protein, and 12 grams of fat. That's only 15 grams of nutrients that will trigger satiety. The other 29 come from the starch and sugar in the cookies, and those will not trigger satiety. Further, those nutrients will spike blood glucose and insulin, and that's why cookies are not considered a nutrient-dense food. When it comes to, how do we eat to lose weight? So many women have just counted points or calories because they didn't know that a better alternative, a more effective alternative existed. They bought into one of the biggest weight loss myths that a calorie is a calorie. And that's false, right? A calorie is not a calorie. And I used to believe this. But as you've just seen, different types of macronutrients affect insulin and satiety hormones differently. So when I'm coaching my weight loss for health members, I'm really focused on how they are fueling their bodies. Are they eating enough nutrients to stay full and really reassure their bodies that they are getting enough food? And unfortunately, you just can't rely on health food packaging to do this work for you. You have to know what's in your food because so many quote unquote health foods are loaded with added sugar and they're not really helpful to lose weight. In my program, I teach members how to calculate their ideal macronutrient ratios, like how much protein to aim for in a day to optimally fuel your body. And I have an entire nutrition reflection checklist inside my sustainable weight loss system that goes through all the checkpoints I use for my one-on-one clients when I'm reviewing their food logs. So it's really helpful. I wanted to share some stories of members who learned what I just taught and then put it into action inside my program. Susan said, after eating low fat, no fat, and counting points from the 1990s, Morgan has reversed those years of eating small meals. She's convinced me that fat is good. I'm eating more and lost weight. Who knew? Learned to read food labels for sugar and protein numbers. Now, as you can tell from her testimonial, Susan was a longtime Weight Watcher, and I have a lot of longtime Weight Watchers in my program. And I'm always shocked that though maybe they've been in other programs, and I'm not here to diss any, but they didn't get the basic education they needed about nutrition. and how to properly fuel their bodies. And that's exactly what I teach my members how to do in module 2. Once you learn how to do this, you're going to get rid of the calories in, calories out mindset and won't feel like you need to burn a bunch of calories or exercise a ton to lose weight. Here's one success story to prove that you don't need a ton of exercise to lose weight. Before I started with Morgan, I lost weight from time to time, but it always crept back on. I didn't understand the nutritional aspects of weight management. At age 59, I wanted a weight and wellness solution so I could, just focus on a future of activities with my family and keeping up with my grandchildren. Morgan helped me learn what to eat and why it was necessary to keep the weight off. In 20 weeks, I lost 20 pounds without changing how I exercise. I feel more confident in my appearance and I have more than enough energy to play with my grandchildren. And then when you give your body satiating nutrients from healthy protein, fat, and fiber, you'll naturally have fewer carb and sugar cravings. Here's what Cindy had to say after using the sustainable weight loss system I teach. I'm physically feeling better, very little sugar cravings. My clothes are fitting better, so something is happening. I don't feel deprived on this program, and I'm eating foods I love that hold me over. So you do not have to feel deprived to lose weight. Now, I know that what I just covered may have been completely new to you, and that's okay. It was new to me when I first learned about it too. But it's so empowering to finally feel like you understand the science behind weight loss. I don't know about you, but I'm a busy woman and I had to learn how to eat in a way that kept my insulin low, but also didn't take a ton of time or effort. And that brings us to key number 2 to unlock your metabolism. This stuff that I teach won't work if you're not consistent, and you're more likely to be consistent when something is easy. So the biggest thing that has helped me is to meal prep and batch like a boss. I kid you not, I have it down to a science, and that's why I made a bonus just about this. I've dialed in a system that I teach to my members for how to prep healthy lunches for the entire week. It takes 1 hour or usually less to make my lunches for the entire week so that I have something that's ready in just a couple minutes. Again, at the end of this presentation, I'll tell you how you can get my top 5 batching recipes that take me less than an hour to make over the weekends. And all of them are perfectly portioned and have adequate amounts of protein, fat, and fiber, because that's a very, very common question that I get from members is, Morgan, how the heck can I get more protein in my diet? This free resource will fast track your meal prepping success. So here's just a few benefits of meal prepping and batching. It saves you time from making different meals each day. It saves you time tracking because you just copy your meal from one day to the next. It saves you money because you eat out less. And it helps you stay quote unquote on track because eating healthy is just the path of least resistance. It takes me 2 minutes to get my lunch out of the fridge and heat it up versus the 20 to 30 it would take if I went out to eat. Now, I get that you may have tried meal prepping before. Okay. I had a lot of false starts with it. And when I first started the meal planning and prepping process, I'll admit that I would bite off more than I can chew. So 4 hours into the process, my kitchen was a mess and I was completely overwhelmed. And then my husband would get on me for making too much food that I didn't end up eating. And I just, like I said, had a lot of false starts when it came to prepping my food. But I've dialed it into a simple, streamlined hour-long process on the weekend. Losing weight does not need to take up your entire life. It doesn't need to take a ton of thought or time. And I went before you to give you all these shortcuts. There's an entire masterclass in Weight Loss for Health about how to master your habits. And 2 of the rules for habit change is to make it easy and obvious. Meal prepping, at least one of your meals for the week, does just that. And I also have an entire lesson in the program with a meal prepping checklist so that you can streamline and simplify this process. You can absolutely master this time-saving habit. The key number 3 to unlock your metabolism is to optimize something that you are already doing each and every day without realizing it. And that's fasting. So you are fasting every single night when you're sleeping. That's why we call the first meal of the day breakfast. You are breaking your fast. And in module 3 of Weight Loss for Health, we go in depth into fasting and why it is so beneficial for our health and weight loss. There are a lot of benefits of intermittent fasting that I've listed just a few here on the slide, but it reduces your insulin resistance better than low calorie or low carb diets. So it's a more effective program for long-term weight loss. And I like to combine intermittent fasting and low carb. It reduces your risk for diabetes, heart disease, and dementia. It lowers inflammation for less joint pain and improved mental clarity and focus. Lord knows I am doing this presentation right now fasted so that I have better mental clarity and focus. It saves money on food for prepping and cooking and cleaning. It's powerful, simple, free, convenient, works with any diet, and it's flexible. So it works on vacation too. Intermittent fasting also allows food to be fully digested between your meals to reduce indigestion. Now, while these benefits are amazing, you're like, yeah, I know that. Yeah, I've tried it before. Maybe it didn't work for me. From my years of coaching, I know that many women have some limiting beliefs about fasting that we need to address before they fully embrace and commit to an intermittent fasting lifestyle. Now, for the record, you can fast for as little as 12 to 14 hours a day and still get results. I'm all about baby steps here. So, I think that it's important to address some of the common objections or myths about fasting. Both of these next two graphs come from the book, The Complete Guide to Fasting by Dr. Jason Fung and Jimmy Moore. And this first graph shows the difference in insulin with a standard diet of 55% of calories from carbohydrates to a very low carb diet like keto with less than 3% of calories from carbohydrates to a 3-day fast. And you might be thinking, whoa, 3 days? You don't have to do it for this kind of results, especially when we're combining shorter intermittent fasting and a lower carb diet, but not as low as keto. So there's not a cookie cutter approach here. Just wanted to point that out. But the results are pretty stunning. A very low carb diet can reduce insulin, your fat creation and storage hormone, by more than 50%, but you can get another 50% by fasting. Because so many of my members don't want to do keto, I teach them to live a moderate, healthy carb, intermittent fasting lifestyle to still get the benefits of fasting without feeling like they have to be so extreme or strict about things. Now, you may be thinking, well, couldn't fasting lead to more weight loss just because you're not eating calories? And the answer is not really. No, it's about lowering insulin. A randomized trial illustrated the difference between a standard chronic calorie restricted diet and a 5-2 fasting schedule. And that's where 5 days a week you're eating normally, say 3 meals a day with a 10 or 12-hour eating window. And then 2 days a week, you're having 1 meal a day that's about 500 to 600 calories. So the study compared these two groups for effectiveness on long-term insulin levels and weight loss. And it was 107 women in the group. So one group reduced their daily calorie intake from 2,000 calories to 1,500 calories per day. The other group was allowed normal calorie intake of about 2,000 calories 5 days a week, but only 25% of that, or 500 calories, on 2 days. So that's kind of the caloric breakdown there. And over the course of a week, the average calorie intake for the two groups was very similar: 10,500 calories per week for the reduced calorie group and 11,000 calories per week for the fasting group, the women that were doing the 5-2 schedule. And both groups consumed a similar Mediterranean style diet. So after 6 months, both groups had similar levels of weight loss and fat loss. But the 5-2 fasting group showed a clear and substantial improvement in insulin levels and insulin resistance, whereas the chronic calorie reduction group did not. This means that while they may have had similar results on the scale over 6 months, because of the lower insulin and insulin resistance, the people in the 5-2 fasting schedule would not only be at a reduced risk for disease, but have an increased chance of keeping the weight off. That's because they've lowered their set point weight by lowering their insulin, because insulin is the primary hormone in charge of our body set weight. So the main point here is if you want to lose weight and keep it off, intermittent fasting is a really powerful tool. I teach you how to do this stuff in my program, and I wanted to share some amazing success stories with you about the power of a lower insulin lifestyle. Betty said, I've lost 17 pounds and I'm no longer pre-diabetic. My lipid profile, although previously in the normal ranges, was still much improved. My doctor agreed that it would be fine to get off Lipitor for a 6-month trial period. Triglycerides decreased from 134 to 63, and HDL increased by 20 points from 58 to 78 since August when I started the program. Thank you, Morgan. This program has been life-changing. You're so welcome, Betty. Thanks for doing the work. So Carol said, my previously high blood pressure readings are now down to numbers that I haven't seen since my 30s. My percentage of body fat is down, and my percentage of lean muscle mass is up. I've lost inches from my hips, waist, and thighs, and I fit into my clothes better. I gladly give up my crown as the queen of cookies. Are there any other queen of cookies out there looking to kind of give up that crown and get the weight off? So this is Sue's story. I have tried every weight loss program under the sun. Have you tried every weight loss program under the sun? She said, I'd never seen long-term results. I lose weight and immediately gain it back. This program has given me new insight into my weight loss journey. I understand what works, but more importantly, why it works. Morgan's program is not a diet. It's my new way of life. So let's talk about some fasting myths. I like to say that intermittent fasting is the best way to recalibrate your relationship with food. It really, really brings out emotional eating tendencies when you're trying to not eat during a certain time frame. The hard truth is that we are all emotional eaters, and often the mental discomfort of not having food to turn to when we're bored, mad, sad, tired, or procrastinating is more uncomfortable than the few minutes of hunger pangs that you may feel. The first fasting myth is that you won't be able to handle the hunger. And while it may take a couple of weeks for your body to get used to intermittent fasting, it's completely worth any short-term mental or physical discomfort. I promise you. Another mental block is that you have to eat 5 to 6 small meals a day to keep your metabolism up, and that if you didn't eat, your body would go into starvation mode. The idea of starvation mode really is that our body's metabolism decreases severely and that our bodies shut down in response to fasting. The quote unquote fasting is unhealthy mindset is largely an outcome of the marketing push to encourage consumers to buy more snack food. Science tells us otherwise, because your adrenaline levels actually increase when you're fasting. That's so you have a higher metabolic rate. So you do not go into starvation mode when you're fasting. Fasting myth number 3 is that it will provoke compensatory overeating. And it's going to make you like extra hungry and unable to avoid food temptations. It's another fasting myth. So there is a mental learning curve to fasting. And once you practice it for a while, you're going to have a solid plan for how to break your fast and how to properly fuel your body during your eating window. So this isn't going to be an issue. And even if you're doing a day-long fast, your hunger hormone, ghrelin, will actually decrease throughout the day, not increase. And honestly, that was my biggest surprise after my first 24-hour fast, was that I thought each time the hunger would come, it would be stronger and stronger and stronger. And finally, I wouldn't be able to take it anymore. And I'd have to go to the kitchen and just stuff my face. But that is not true. The opposite was true. My hunger got less and less throughout the day. And that's been proven in the research too. This graph shows how ghrelin, your hunger hormone, works. Ghrelin is pulsatile in nature, meaning that it pulses around your normal meal times and then goes back down. So, yes, you will get hungry around your normal meal times, but I teach you so many tricks to ride the hunger wave inside Weight Loss for Health. And as the day goes on, say you're doing a 20 or 24-hour fast, the level of hunger you experience goes down too. And honestly, just knowing this can help you overcome your fears about fasting. One of the reasons I love my program is because it's filled with incredible women who are really doing the work. I wanted to share a couple fasting stories with you to prove that you can do this and it really does work. Joan said, I started doing the program after reading Atomic Habits and the Obesity Code books. I lost 30 pounds. I took your course and it has helped me get back on track after a long plateau. This is the first time in decades that I have been able to lose weight and keep it off. So each week inside the private online community for Weight Loss for Health, I ask members to post one win and one action item for the week. One member posted this win with her 24-hour fast. She said, tried my first ever 24-hour fast last week, went from lunch on Thursday to lunch on Friday. It was a success. Never got hangry, just decided this was something I could do, and I did it. Now, this member had been showing up regularly to office hours each week and getting in-depth coaching about mindset blocks that were preventing her from trying a longer fast. And this personal coaching really helped her get out of her own way, give it a shot, and see success. So let's move on to the fourth key to boost your metabolism. We all know that exercise is good for us and that strength training is best, but how do we turn that insight into action? So let's talk about that. The key to stop thinking about exercise and start doing it is so much simpler than you might think. You got to put it on your calendar. Ideally, put it on your work calendar and show up for it like it's the most important meeting of your day. So many women think they have to allocate an hour to get dressed, go to the gym, get on the treadmill for a boring half-hour walk. They mentally whine and complain the whole time, and then it's no wonder that they don't want to go exercise. What I want you to do instead is instead of focusing on all of the steps that it's going to take, focus on the moment of decision. In my Mastering Your Habits Masterclass, you'll get so many ideas for how to change your thoughts, your environment, and your habits. But one of my favorite tips is to master the moment of decision. So this comes from James Clear in Atomic Habits. It's a great companion piece to my habits masterclass. And another quote that I like here from Newton is, a body in motion tends to stay in motion. It's a law, right? All you have to do is get in motion, master the moment of decision, focus on the first 2 minutes of the task, not the entire thing. It takes practice, but it's wildly effective. Thus far, we've covered in the first 4 keys to boost your metabolism. And those were the key number 1 was to focus on eating foods that keep insulin low and satiation high or fullness high. Key number 2 was to learn how to make meal prepping and planning fast and easy. Key number 3 was to use intermittent fasting. Key number 4 was to master the moment of decision and put exercise on your calendar. Little PS there, if you're going to exercise, do strength training. It's fast, it's effective, it builds muscle to boost your metabolism, and it improves insulin sensitivity better than aerobics. And that brings us to the master key. But before we get to this master key to unlock your full weight loss potential, I want to do a quick reverse here in this training. So if you're multitasking, come back to me. I've got a question for you. When you lose your weight and create your healthy, low insulin lifestyle, notice I said when, not if, because I believe your success is inevitable. What is one thing that you're going to be able to do or do better at a lower weight? Are you going to be able to keep up with your family, go hiking on vacation, fit into a kayak, be able to get up and down from the floor better? Get into the comments right now if you're watching live or watching the replay, because I want to hear from you. When you lose your weight, what is one thing that you're going to be able to do or do better? You ready to get to the master key? The master key to unlock your metabolism is to master your mindset. Now, I could have said sleep and stress management because both of those are integral parts to lowering insulin, regulating your hormones, and boosting metabolism too. But the truth is that mindset is the foundation of it all. You know the verse, if you build your house on sand, when the rain and storms come, the house falls because it wasn't on a solid foundation. And my guess is that you've experienced that in your own weight loss journey, but maybe you didn't recognize the limiting thoughts and beliefs holding you back, creating a foundation of sand. There are 4 pillars to lowering insulin: nutrition, including what you eat and intermittent fasting, exercise, sleep, and stress. And I cover all of these in depth and walk you through not only the science, but how to apply the science and change your health habits inside my program. It took me years of coaching before I realized something, that habit change is not thought change. It's not the same thing. And most weight loss programs don't address how your limiting thoughts, beliefs, and fears surrounding weight loss will impact your results. I have another free training that I just did a couple hours ago, and then I'm going to do again in about an hour and a half, called the 5-step system to stop self-sabotage, so you can lose weight and keep it off. And in this training, I'm going to dive deep into this topic of mindset to help people uncover their own limiting thoughts. I believe that we all have 2 kinds of weight to lose: physical and mental. If you're struggling to lose weight, you may be focusing on the wrong weight. Mental weight is the brake pedal of weight loss. It's subconscious and sneaky. Most people have lived with mental weight for so long, it's their blind side. Mental weight can be things like limiting dysfunctional thoughts, like nothing's ever going to work for me, a negative attitude, procrastination, fear, or another emotion disguised as fear. Mental weight leads to self-sabotage and weight regain. If you want to lose physical weight and keep it off, which I'm guessing you might want to if you're watching this training, you're going to have to face your mental weight. This is the hard part of weight loss, but it really happens to be my favorite, because when you lose the mental weight, your entire life changes. You gain energy, confidence, focus, and clarity. You stop quitting on yourself, because the only thing that you have to give up to lose your weight is giving up. Here's a great visual of how fear impacts your results. F stands for fears, limiting thoughts, and false beliefs about weight loss. When you have fears like, I'm afraid that nothing's ever going to work for me and I'm not going to be able to lose this weight, that causes negative emotions like apathy, isolation, depression, anxiety, and fatigue. Those negative emotions lead to negative actions of sitting on the couch and eating chips or watching TV, because you have too much mental weight holding you down to do anything else. Then you're going to get negative results from your inaction. It all stems back to what's between your ears. And that's why mindset is a cornerstone of weight loss. You've got to believe in yourself and be willing to at least learn how to believe in yourself. I believe that there's never been a better time to lose weight, right? There's never been a better time to do this because of COVID. We've all been cooped up for a year, and we've been so, just well reminded of the importance and the value of good health. I've heard from so many women who just, kind of let themselves go a little bit. They felt so restricted in other areas of life and felt like food was the only place they could let up. This year changed all of us. You are different. You are stronger. You are here because you're needing a change. Maybe you thought, I need something different. I am not going to live a mediocre life. I want an amazing life, and I want to learn how to do it. This is your time to take back control of your health, your weight, and your life. And ask yourself, what the consequences are if you don't get your health under control. Don't let your health or weight get any worse before you decide to take action. To be honest, there is no perfect or right time. There is only today, right now. Someday and one day are not on the calendar. Aging makes weight loss harder for two reasons. Number one is your habits become more ingrained. Number two is your metabolism slows down even more. Your weight will never be easier to lose than it is today. Weight loss is like investing money. You put a little in now so you can get more out of your health and live the life you want down the road. So, with that, I wanted to share with you one more quick story. Kathy came to me with a concern of knee pain that on average was 4 out of 10, but got up to 8 out of 10. And it really affected her quality of life and mobility. In the morning, she was stiff and had a hard time just going downstairs. She walked regularly and was a jazzerciser. And she wanted to optimize her nutrition and strength training to lose weight, improve mobility, and reduce knee pain. So, with her plan, food came first. Like many women, she thought fruit was healthy, so she could have as much as she wanted of fruit. But we realized that most of her breakfast smoothie was just sugar, and she needed to incorporate more fiber, fat, and protein into her diet. She started a strength training program and eventually worked her way into intermittent fasting. Her results were amazing. She had increased energy, stamina, and no knee pain. She reported being able to run down the stairs in the morning, a pretty big change from the stiffness and pain she used to have. The incredible part was I never touched her knee. Her pain healed from the inside out with a low insulin lifestyle that also reduced inflammation and built muscle around her knee to support it better. So here's what Kathy said. My original concern of severe left knee pain has been alleviated beyond my wildest dreams. I have gained muscle as well as confidence by adding strength training back into my life. Through better nutrition, hydration, and exercise, I am pain-free and can do all I want to do physically. My energy is more than enough for whatever life throws at me. My blood glucose has returned to a very good score of 80. My triglycerides dropped, and my HDL has also been going up. My experience has been a life-enhancing journey and joyous journey. So if Kathy, Sue, Betty, Carol, Susan, and so many other women can do it, so can you. I want you to have this kind of happiness and success in your life. So I have a question for you. Would you like me to help you create your low insulin lifestyle so you can get healthy, lose weight, and finally learn how to keep it off? I hope you're saying yes. I hope you're saying, come on, Morgan, teach me how. Because with that, I want to invite you to join me in Weight Loss for Health. Weight Loss for Health is the only online training of its kind that shows you exactly how to start and maintain your low insulin lifestyle so that you can lose your weight and get healthy from the inside out without crazy restrictions and the constant second guessing of, am I doing this right? So here's what you're going to put into action in Weight Loss for Health. You'll learn how to set short, attainable goals and follow through consistently. You'll learn how to fuel your body with the right amount and combination of protein, carbs, and fats to lose weight. You're going to learn how to effectively use intermittent fasting to burn fat for fuel and dial in your sleep, stress, and movement for next level results. Let me take you behind the scenes and show you exactly what you'd get if you join Weight Loss for Health today. And just remember, while I'm showing you the desktop version, you'll get instructions in the orientation video for how to download the app so that you don't have to log in on a desktop each time. You'd simply pull up the app on your phone or tablet. Makes it really easy. The program is the back door to my website. And once you join, you'll be able to click here to log in. You'll enter the name and email that you used when you check out to log in. Once you log in, you'll be taken to a library page where you'll find 4 products: the course, the community, the recipe bank, and instructions to book one-on-one coaching calls. Now, if you choose to join, you're going to have the option of booking a lifestyle audit as well. That's an hour-long one-on-one call where we dive into your past medical history goals and current health habits to really optimize your plan. So let's take a look at the course first because it's the heart of the program. First, there's an orientation video and then 4 modules. Module 1 is the follow-through formula, and module 2 is fuel. Right there. Module 3 is fasting. And then module 4 is sleep, stress, and movement. Right now, there are 6 deep dive master classes that you can see right there. And a 7th one is going to be added later this year for how to master your mindset. There's also live office hours each and every week that we'll talk about more later. So let's take a look at one of these trainings. They're all pre-recorded videos. We're going to go into lesson 4 of module 1. So you can see the video right there. And then as we scroll down in the download section, there's different ways to learn. You can download the transcript and read it. You can download the fun sheet, which is kind of like me taking your notes and giving you some action items. And I wanted to show you the sustainable weight loss system document because it's a very important piece of my program and I talk about it a lot. And that's where you're going to find those nutrition reflection questions that I talked about earlier. It gives you step by step what to do each and every day and week to lose weight. And then here's an example of the fun sheet. So the fun sheet, most lessons do have a fun sheet, and it's just a way for you to turn your new insights into actions. That's what this program is based, right? I'm going to teach you, and then I want you to act on what I teach you, but you can do this at your own pace. You certainly don't have to implement as fast as you learn. I wanted to show you a little bit more here. So a module is like a big category, and then lessons are individual trainings under that category. Whereas master classes are a little bit longer trainings. So let's take a look at the End Your Carb and Sugar Cravings master class. I think this one's about 40 minutes long. Again, you can listen on the app. And let's take a look at the fun sheet here because you're going to see how in depth I go into all of this stuff. You're going to save so much time Googling because Lord knows I have done so much research and put that into the program. So the fun sheets kind of give you that step by step system to put each of the trainings into use. I've really also made this just as simple as possible. You have the carb manager videos. I believe I'm going to show those to you here. These are those how-to setup videos to start tracking your macronutrients. And it's simple. You know, you do not have to be afraid of this technology. I've had people who are almost 80 years old tracking their food in this app. It's really intuitive. It's a great educational tool so that we can become friends on the app and I can see what you're eating and troubleshoot. So that is one really nice benefit of the program is I tell you exactly how to do each thing step by step. Let's take a look at the online community. So this is off of Facebook because I like it that way. It's more organized. So I like when people post a win and an accountability item once a week. And you can see it's organized by topics there. Or you can click on the feed and then you're going to be able to see the most recent posts that people have done. So that's just an example of how you navigate through the community. It's super easy. You can get this on the app as well, so you don't have to log in. Right there, I have instructions for how to submit a question for office hours. It's very easy to post. You just click on it, and then you would type something in. You can post a picture of your success. You can post a link to a helpful resource. So I think that that's a great thing. It's really been a nice thing for our members. Now, office hours are held once a week via Zoom, and I always record them. So if you can't join live, you are going to be able to watch or listen to the replay right here in the community. Sometimes I'll write just a short little post about the main things that we covered. And office hours are a great way for just to connect with other members and get accountability. So going back to the library, you have the option to book one-on-one coaching calls. These are only for members of Weight Loss for Health. And you can book either a 30-minute call or a 60-minute call. Usually the 30-minute ones are more for kind of quick troubleshooting or extra accountability. The longer ones are for mindset. And the last product I wanted to show you was the recipe bank. So I always get asked, well, Morgan, what are your favorite recipes? What do you eat? And so I just put them in the membership so that you have access to them right away without going to a blog post that has like 10 different pop-up ads before you get to the recipe. Really easy there, and you can download it and print it off. And I really like the recipe bank because I can pull it up on my phone when I'm cooking. And again, you can organize this stuff however you want to on your desktop or Google Drive. So that's kind of the big program overview for you there. The first thing that you're going to want to do, this is the orientation video. You're going to want to watch that in its entirety when you sign up, because that's going to answer a lot of questions proactively for you. So let's keep going here. The total investment for the program is only $249 if you join today. So I have sold this for much higher in the past. A one-on-one coaching session or program with me, a 10 visit program, is $3,000. So this is a really great affordable option to get that coaching in office hours, get the entire program. It's a $220 joining fee and then $29 a month on a recurring subscription fee for as long as you want access to the program. So to enroll today, I do not want you to wait. And if you enroll when we're live right now, you're also going to get that bonus that I spoke about earlier, the perfect prep blueprint with my system for how I batch my meals and 5 of my favorite recipes. Just go to weightlossforhealth.com/enroll. Again, that's weightlossforhealth.com/enroll. Or if you're watching on my website, you can click the big enroll now button. If you're watching on YouTube, there's going to be a link in the description for you to join as well. So I try to make it as easy as possible. I do offer a 100% satisfaction guarantee. So it's literally risk-free for you to join. You have nothing to lose but your weight. So if you join and go through the first 2 weeks of course material, you do the work, actually fill out those fun sheets, and you aren't happy, send me an email showing me your work, and I will give you your money back. You can get started right now for just $249, and then each month thereafter, you're going to automatically be charged $29 per month as long as you want access to the program, and you can cancel at any time. So just click the button below that says enroll now, or go to weightlossforhealth.com/enroll to get started. So right now you have about 2 options. Option 1 is you could try to create a low insulin lifestyle to lose the weight on your own without a plan. But you're going to run into the risk of being in the same place this time next year with a big open loop, wondering what progress could have been made if you had joined now. Or option 2, you could 100% commit to creating your low insulin lifestyle using a proven roadmap that you learn in Weight Loss for Health. Just imagine yourself 1 year from now and think about how far you could go if you joined today, now, versus if you just keep trying to do this on your own. Think about all of the resources ready and waiting for you to change your habits, breakthrough plateaus, and emotional eating, and so much more. Who is going to be your support, and will they really know enough about what you're trying to accomplish to give you empathy and encouragement? I hope you go with option 2. Now, I don't want you to wait. I want you to jump into Weight Loss for Health right now if this is something you're excited about. So if you enroll while I'm still here live, I'm going to be live until about 12:30 Central Time. You're going to also get that bonus that I told you about, the perfect prep blueprint. And it has my 3-part healthy lunch formula with 5 easy and quick lunches so you can prep ahead of time. All the meals are perfectly portioned with healthy fat, protein, and fiber. If you join while we are live on this training, I will email that to you first thing tomorrow morning. But you do have to enroll while we are still here live, because I want to give you a little extra incentive so that you take action now. I do not want you to put off your goals any longer. Creating my sustainable weight loss system honestly took me thousands of hours of research and over a decade of personal experience and years of coaching to refine. I'm not special. I don't have magical weight loss powers. I just have a proven system that I use each and every week that's helped me lose weight and keep it off. And I teach to other members. So here's everything that you'll get when you join today. You get the 4 modules, the 7 master classes, and the bonuses. I want you to rewatch this. You can pause it if on the replay so you can really read through and understand everything that you're getting. Now, that's going to be what you get. But what is way more important is what you do. So you're going to learn how to master your habits and learn to stay consistent. You're going to learn what foods to eat and when to lose weight. You're going to get healthy from the inside out. You're going to have fewer carb and sugar cravings. You're going to emotionally eat less often. You're going to break through plateaus and maintain your weight loss. I'm going to teach you how to master your mindset and hold yourself accountable. And we're going to celebrate along the way. We are a good vibes only community, and I encourage my members to celebrate each and every win in our community so you can learn how to take action from a place of positivity. And again, you will have everything you need to lose weight and keep it off. I offer a 14-day money-back guarantee. If you join, do the work, and aren't happy, request a refund within your first 14 days, and I'll give you your money back. And if you join during this live training, you'll receive my perfect prep blueprint with a 3-part formula that you can rinse and repeat to batch healthy lunches for the week, plus 5 recipes to get you started. Just click the button below and enroll today, or go to weightlossforhealth.com/enroll. As I mentioned earlier, mindset is the foundation of a healthy lifestyle. And mastering your mindset requires you to overcome fears. And I have strategies or coaching options to help you overcome all of your weight loss fears. If you're tired of being hungry when fasting, there are ample suggestions to help curb your hunger. If you're afraid of going really low carb to the point you can't sustain, there are carb tricks that help you enjoy carbs and reduce their glucose response so that they don't make you gain as much weight. If you're worried that you won't be able to follow through, that's what I cover in Module 1 and the Habits Masterclass. If you really struggle with emotional eating or have bad carb or sugar cravings, there are trainings for those issues too. If you're afraid of failing or regain, I have an entire masterclass coming for mindset. And you already have one that teaches you how to maintain your weight loss. I wanted to first show you exactly what to do and really what to expect when you join. So you're going to click enroll now or go to weightlossforhealth.com/enroll. When you do that, you're going to be taken to the checkout page here, and you're going to enter in all of your information. And once you do that, you're going to be taken, you say complete my purchase. That's going to give you the offer to purchase a lifestyle audit. And if you don't want that, you can just say, no, thanks, take me to my purchase. So you'll see that here in just a second. So you can make that purchase or not. And then you're taken to this thank you page, and it says, check your email. Don't forget to check your spam and promotions folders too. So you can see that I'm looking at spam. This one is in my inbox, but the other confirmation email for the program was in my promotions. So you just want to be sure that you get those emails, that you save them, mark them as important, because that's where I'm going to give you your next steps. So you can see it here inside of that orientation email. I say read this entire email first so that you don't forget about any of these important steps. And I walk with you each and every step of the program. I am here with you, supporting you along the way. I try to make it as simple as possible. And all of the members that I told you about today, they were not 100% confident because they tried other things before. Experience told them they couldn't lose weight. They couldn't keep it off, but they did it scared. They joined it scared. They found the courage and they committed. And that's what I want for you. I want you to do it scared. So let's get into some live Q&A here. Whew, take a breath. If you have any questions, I want you to post them in the comments now. Even if you're just watching the replay, if you have questions, I will be available all week to be hopping into those comments and answering questions. Enrollment does close on Monday, May 17th, 2021 at 4 p.m. Central Time. So if you're interested in joining Weight Loss for Health, now is the time to make a decision. Let's go ahead and get on live camera here, and I'm going to start my video. Hello. Hi. Okay. Let's go ahead and answer some live questions. So I have my notes over here pulled up. All right. So one person said, I want to be healthy, fit, and strong, like those I see on YouTube. So as the goals, right? Healthy, fit, and strong. And that is totally possible for you. I don't go into detailed exercise programming in the program, but there is a lesson on exercise. And I talk about which types of exercise that I recommend. And then in the fun sheet, I link out to external resources that I trust and support. So someone said, need clear guidance. Let's see. Oh, do I have to understand carb accounting to do the program? You don't have to understand it, but I will teach you how to understand it. And it's so easy using the Carb Manager application. If you don't want to track your food, you don't have to. But I think that so many of us are used to underfueling our bodies, eating a ton of carbs. We're eating way more carbs than we realize. And so we don't even know what 30 grams of protein looks like. So I do recommend that you track your food for at least a week or two. I mean, I still track my food and I'm well into maintenance, but it's just a really helpful educational tool. So you start to learn what's in your food and how that food makes you feel. And we all struggle with emotional eating too. So tracking can help with that self-accountability. So can I do this program if I'm diabetic? Absolutely. This program is the best program for you if you're diabetic, because diabetes is insulin resistance. And this program is all about how to reduce insulin resistance. So I'm going to teach you how to live a low insulin lifestyle, not only with food, but with your sleep and your stress and your movement and habit change and thought change, so that, just because you're diabetic doesn't mean you have to stay that way. If you make the choice every single day when you wake up in the morning, this is, I'm going to reverse my diabetes. I'm going to do whatever it takes. You're going to get there, but you have to want it. And this program it's so, so good. And I told you Betty's story. She reversed prediabetes. I have so many stories of people that reversed prediabetes or drastically improved their diabetes by following what I teach. So another question is, do I have to buy anything other than the program? And Carb Manager. So Carb Manager is a free application. The program that I showed you, Weight Loss for Health, is $220 to join plus a $29 a month recurring monthly fee. So $249 today. And then each month thereafter, it's $29 a month as long as you want to stay, and you can cancel at any time. And then the Carb Manager app does have a premium version. I think it's $30 or $40 a year. So very affordable. And that really gives you access to a lot of great low carb recipes. Now, as far as exercise goes or sleep, I do not recommend a bunch of expensive supplements. This is not kind of a program so that there's supplements that I sell on the other side. I really advocate for whole, real food. So I will encourage you to spend money on good, healthy food, but you can either choose to do that now or choose to spend money on illnesses and doctor's visits and medications later. Another one is, I cook for my family and they are picky. How do I make meals that they're going to eat too? Good point. I first like to say, well, who made your family picky eaters? I think as women, we have to take full responsibility that if we're doing the grocery shopping, what is in our house is our responsibility. And their picky eating habits have been learned and they can be unlearned, but you can absolutely learn how to create healthy, delicious alternatives for you and your family. And so many spouses of my members lose weight too. And sometimes it's funny because men lose weight faster than women. And so they say, my husband gave up pop and lost 10 pounds in a week. And I'm like, well, that's kind of how it goes. So, there are all sorts of easy swaps. And in the fun sheets, I give you those swaps. So, like for carbohydrates, I have my favorite carb swaps. So, what healthy artificial sweeteners I recommend instead of sugar, what pasta alternatives I recommend instead of white pasta, what bread alternatives. So, I think that there's always a healthier alternative on the market. It's just a matter of getting used to buying those food products. How can I join this program if I need to talk about it with my husband first? Well, I have another YouTube video coming out on Thursday that really addresses this question in depth. And I like to say, I get it as a wife. I get that sometimes we feel like we need to seek our husband's approval, but your approval matters more than his. Like, we have to stop seeking that external validation and support. If you want to, great. You have a week. Enrollment closes on May 17th. Go get her done. But recognize that you need to believe in you. You do not need his support to make this happen. And he's trying to protect you. Like, if he has some resistance here, it's probably because you've done different diets in the past. You've spent money in the past on different diet programs and it didn't work. And then you were frustrated. And then you took him on your emotional roller coaster. And he doesn't want to go on that again. Like, men just, they're not very emotional creatures sometimes, bless their hearts. And I think that it's okay. We have to recognize that if he is showing resistance to you joining a program, it's probably just to protect you and protect himself and protect your relationship. But you can choose to do it differently this time. You can choose that you're going to come from a place of positivity and praise and small sustainable changes that aren't overwhelming. So I think what's most important is recognizing that he's entitled to his opinion, but he doesn't have to believe in you for you to believe in you. That's the bottom line. So to enroll, all you have to do is go to weightlossforhealth.com/enroll. And that's going to take you to the page where you enroll. And you're going to click that enroll now button. And then you'll be taken to the checkout page where you can purchase the program. You can purchase a lifestyle audit after you purchase the program if you so desire. And I just wanted to welcome all of our new members. We have Kelly and Allison and Catherine, and I'm so proud of all of you who are going to join today. Remember, there's just a couple minutes left in this live training. If you want that perfect prep blueprint, join live right now, and I will email that to you tomorrow morning. I'm going to check our little document here, see if we have any other questions coming in. Let's see. Like losing weight in a way that you want to live the rest of your life. I think that that's important. I teach about that a lot in this program. Is you do not have to be restrictive. You don't have to go on a diet, and it's okay if it takes a while. I think that's a big mindset shift that people have to make. You want that instant result, but you don't want to crash your metabolism. Well, those go hand in hand. Fast results crash your metabolism. So when you join, I want you to be committed for the long haul and committed that I am going to learn how to get healthy and stay healthy, not I'm going to start a diet to lose weight. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and sign off. Thank you so much for joining me live. Thank you for watching this replay. I am so proud of you, and I hope to see you on the inside of Weight Loss for Health.